what would be the most important risk factors associated with poor lifetime performance?
So again, I would say from my research, this is, if we're looking at weight, for example, which tend to come out as the most important risk factors for poor lifetime growth performance. So birth weight is obviously one of them. Now, as I said before, we know that potentially a pig which is born with a low birth weight may have been restricted in the uterus. And with that comes a number of different complications. They may be at, for example, higher risk of mortality. They are, because of the low birth weight, they're more likely to get competition from heavier litter mates. They're more likely to have access to the poorest teats on the sow as well, and therefore, get less milk.
Right.
And there may be physiological differences actually for these pigs as well. So birth weight is definitely one of the major ones. And we do consistently see that some small pigs at birth will be the lowest weight pigs at finish. But as as you've brought it previously, actually there is movement within these categories. So that's why weaning weight is another really important risk factor actually for poor lifetime growth. So when we talk about a group of pigs at weaning that have a low weaning weight, what we're probably capturing is a number of pigs that were born with a low birth weight, but then actually also pigs that were potentially born with an average birth weight or a heavier birth weight, but for whatever reason have been disadvantaged during the pre-weaning period and now have a low weaning weight. And actually we know that therefore weaning weight as well, in addition to birth weight, is an important factor to consider. And I'd probably just add another one actually that didn't come out of my research, but has come out of work done at Primary Diet to the company that I work for since. And that's actually the importance of weaning age.
Right.
So in the UK, we tend to wean pigs at around at an average of 26 to 28 days. So I know that's obviously later than, for example, in the US.
Right.
But what we found from our research at Primary is actually that the impact of an early weaned pig is greater than the impact of being small at weaning. So, and this was purely in relation to actually to nursery growth performance, but it's likely that pattern will be continued to finishing. And actually, for those pigs that are going to be the worst off, it's those piglets that are early weaned and are also small. So they're the ones that are really going to struggle in terms of performance.
Interesting. So if I understood correctly, in that study, you saw that age was more important than weight. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
this was in some access to some trial data that we completed over a number of years. And certainly it was those early weaned pigs, which we classified at approximately 20 to 24 days. The impact of being an early weaned pig was greater than being a lighter pig. And actually, I guess if you think about it, it does make sense, because if a pig is younger, then actually they're going to have had less time to suckle on the sow. They're going to have had less time to eat creep feed, which we know is incredibly important to stimulate gut development, and therefore they may struggle more at weaning. And then actually, in terms of development of the piglet's gut, there's nothing better than time. So if we're giving, potentially an older pig, their guts had more time to develop than a younger pig, and therefore would we expect them to do better? Yeah, I think we probably would.